students. So after joining our MS team, please take your attendance. So after that, if you are coming from the group, for example, group 1 or group 2, you just type group 1 here, group 2 here in the chat box. Thank you. Thank you so much. So very good. So I can see, let us have a look for it. So group number 1 is here, group 2 here, group number 3, group number 4, group number 5, group number 6. Is there anyone? Oh yes, group number 6 is here. So group number 7. So group number 8. So group number 9, group number 10, group 11, group number 12, 13, and yes, I think all the representatives already have joined our MS team. So please take your attendance. This is my second gender reminder. So I think we can start our discussions now. But before this, were you able to hear my voice clearly? Is there any lacking? Just let me know, because I want to make sure that everything that I'm going to share with my students were able to listen clearly. So is it my voice is clear? Just type it in the chat box. Just let me know. Yes. Let's say if you are not able to listen my voice, or is any lacking, or is it if anything that you were not able to hear or listen clearly. So please stop me. You can turn on your mic and you can let me know, because if you do not let me know, then I will not able to know, because right now we are having our online class. So before we're going to start our discussions on our business pitching, so I would like to share several updates with all my students, especially for our online tests. So regarding with our online test, so supposedly, as we have discussed in our previous online classes, we're going to have our online test in this week. So we are opening this test for 1 week. So mostly we are going to use Spectrum. So, but unfortunately, on last Monday, so there will be some technical problems, or our spectrums was under maintenance. So at that time, I have reported immediately to PTM, and I have sit for their assistant. I have reported for several times. So at the same times, I also have shared the template of the report with all my APK students. So if the times we cannot access to Spectrum, so at least my students were able to report the technical problems by using the existing templates to my Gmail or either WhatsApp to me. So I have received some reports. So at the same times, I have created one WhatsApp group for all my students, especially who are having the technical problems while they were answering the online quiz. So I also noticed that some of my students were able to conduct the online tests. So until now, there will be 70 plus students already have conducted the online test. So before we are going to proceed our discussions on business pitching, so I just want to know, especially I would like to see for your maturity again. So is it all of you prefer to conduct our online test by using Spectrum? Means we are not going to conduct our online test during our class time today. Please let me know what is your majorities, because I already have prepared the questions by using Spectrum. At the same time, I also have prepared it by using Google Forms. But there will be some limitations on Google Forms because we cannot set the time limits for the test. Therefore, we have to find out one times which the lecturer and the students have to sit together, and the student have to conduct at the same time the lecturer will be together with the students, because this will be some limitation of the Google Forms. So please let me know either majority of you all prefer to conduct the spectrum, or you want to conduct during our class time today, or you want to conduct, for example, the online test by tonight. So we try to find one times which all of us were able to do it. Then we try to settle it. If you all prefer to have our online test by using Google Form, if not, you can conduct your online test by using Spectrum. So to be fair, I already have extended the openings date. So at the same times, I also have put some efforts by preparing this survey. So I already have posted into our WhatsApp groups. So please when you are free, so means after the online classes, so please conduct this survey. So after you conducted, you just screenshot the last page of this survey, and you just rename by using your full name and the student ID, and you just submit it to Spectrum under student feedback and survey. So every student you have to conduct this survey. So please, okay, I already posted the survey link into our WhatsApp groups. Please conduct this after our online classes. So you have to screenshot it and you have to submit it. The link actually is will be stated in the week number 12. So this will be several updates. So before I'm going to proceed our discussion on business pitching. So could someone just let me know which platform that you prefer? So what can I do for you? So if so is it should I let you to sit the test during our class time now, or what should I do, or should I should I discuss with all the team leaders, or we try to figure out, or we just proceed with our discussion on our business pitching? So please let me know. So as your information, next week will be our online business pitching. So before I'm going to proceed our discussion on business pitching, could someone just let me know? So what is your suggestions? Yes, proceed with the business pitching. Yes. Yes, just have a look. Yes, Cam. Yes, continue. Yes, that will be great. So means that during this class time, so we will not have any online test during our class time today. So means that most I think most of you are going to proceed your online test by using Spectrum. If like this, then I'm going to continue our discussions on business pitching, because very soon you are going to prepare and conduct for your business pitching. It's very important that you have to know what you should do and what you shouldn't do. So actually, I already have shared the PowerPoint slide the rubric with all my application students, especially during the maintenance of our spectrum. So today I'm going to share with you. So what actually is a business pitching? So what should you do and what you shouldn't do, and how you're going to prepare for our business pitching? Yes, can. Sure can. So we try to continue our discussions. So please let me know if any slide, if any words that you were not able to listen clearly, please let me know. So during this time, probably I will going to ask you, we're able to see this or not, we're able to listen this or not, because I'm going to share some videos with you. So make sure that you're able to watch the videos, you're able to listen what I'm saying. So just give me 1 minute. I try to wait for the networks. Just so what actually is business pitching? So then I have to share this slide with you. Again, I'm going to share this PowerPoint slides with all my APK students. So first of all, we're able to see and view this PowerPoint slide, and we're able to listen my voice clearly or not. Please let me know, because mostly I'm going to refer to. So can someone just let me know? So we're able to. If any lacking, please stop me immediately. Then I will stop it, because this is very important, and we have to know how we're going to prepare for this, because I'm going to guide you how we're going to prepare for this business pitching. First of all, before I'm going to share with you all what actually is business pitching, so let me make a very simple revisions. So previously, we have learned how we are going to generate some business idea. So mostly, we can generate idea via the four process. So number one, we try to make some observations. Then we go into analyze it. Then we go into communicate with our prospect. Then we go into develop some solutions in solving the problems and the frustrations of our prospect. This is very important. So after that, transform our business idea into our business model. So in this course, we had learned two business model. So number one, Rabi, business canvas model. So number two, Rabi, value propositions model. So this is very important that we have to know. So I try to change it by using my personal or mobile data. So I want to make sure that everything that I try to share with my students are able to listen in a very clear manner. Change it by using my mobile data. So again, I need your to listen? Someone just let me know. Because it's very important. I would like to make sure that every words you were able to listen clearly. Could someone just type in the chat box? We are able to listen my voice clearly because I just changed it to my mobile's data. Previously, I was using the Wi-Fi connection. It's good. So please let me know. Okay, I'm really concerned about this because make sure all of you're able to listen what I'm saying. So it's very good. So go back to this. So in this course, we have learned two business model. Number one is a business canvas model. Number two is value proposition model. So after we have finalized everything on our business model, then we're going to elaborate more in detail by our plan or our marketing portfolio. So for this, we have already have done. So the most important, we have to know how we're going to implement our business idea. So therefore, we have to know how we are going to convince our prospect, our investor, our target customer, our potential customer, or our existing customer, our loyal customer. So before we are going to proceed our business pitching, we have to make sure that who shall we convince? Who shall we convince via this business pitching? Because when we look at the definitions, actually business pitching is a lot of talk that we try to convince someone. Someone means, as I told you earlier, someone could be your business partner, could be a stakeholder, could be a collaborator, could be a supplier, could be an investor, could be a target customer, could be your prospect, could be a potential customer, could be your existing customer, could be your loyal customer. So before we are going to prepare for our business pitching, we have to identify who will be the someone. Then after we identify who will be the someone, then next we have to identify what will be the something. Because the strategy and the method and the content that we are going to apply to supplier, to investor, to target customer, to prospect will be totally different. So after that, we try to have some brand sales presentation strategy, or we say that will be some business pitching strategy. Business pitching is not just like a presentation. We do not need to read out all the wordy slide. So until 40 slide, 50 slide, until 100 slide. Is this not a business pitching? This is a presentation. Presentation is not same as business pitching. Business pitching actually will be a process, will be a lot of talk that we try to convince our prospect or our investor via some strategy. In the end, we want to convince them either in buying our products or services, either we try to make them by agree with our business idea, then they will invest into our company. This is very important. So therefore, is essentially designed so to brief, to introduce our products or services to the audience. The audience means, as I told you just now. So who will be your audience? You have to identify it. Let's say I give you an example. If I'm going to have this business pitching because I want to convince my prospect, means it's not yet my customer yet, but prospect will be my potential customer. So it means that if I'm going to conduct the business pitching, mostly I'm going to convince them by sharing my unique selling propositions, my features of my product or services, and how I'm going to solve their problems, how I'm going to fulfill the need and wants, how I'm going to create the competitive advantage is compared with the other competitors, how are we going to solve the problems which cannot be solved by my competitors, but I will able to solve it. So therefore, I do not need to make it too complicated and too boring. I do not need to read out anything. So as long as I were able to convince them via my business pitching, when I say I were able to convince them means that I were able to convince them in taking either buying my products by making the payments, or they will share my products or services with their family members or their friends. So when they are willing to share my products or my services with their family members or their friends, so and they feel satisfied after subscribe our services or after they bought my products, I said that I have conducted my business pitching successfully. So therefore, it's very important for every business pitching, how we are going to answer the questions, to me, will be the most important, because business pitching should be both side. If not going, if not just like you just say something, then your prospect or your potential customer, they are just listening what you are saying. It's not like this. There should be some interactions. There should be yes. Could someone just your mic? Yes, thank you. So I think could someone just mute your mic? So thank you. So for every business pitching, I said again, so there should be both sides, both interactions between us and our prospect, for example, because our business pitching is not just we are trying to say some things and our prospect forever. So in the end, mostly our prospect will not take any actions. Means the CTA, call to actions. Mostly they will not take any actions in either in getting further information, either in making the further payments, or either they will not share our products or services with their friends or their family members. So therefore, the Q&A section will be the most, because this Q&A we just able to know. So what we have shared just now, our prospect either they will to know, or we want to we will also be able to know either our message that we will then trust me or not. So therefore, every business pitching, the interactions and between the speaker and the audience. Audience, as I told you, so could be a prospect, could be an investor, could be a supplier. So this is very important. So therefore, the next thing is very important. We have to leave a very good impressions to our, for example, to our prospect. So because during this business pitching, when we want to convince them, first of all, we have to leave a very positive impression. We have to let them trust on us. So if they do not trust on us, it's very challenging that we are convinced them in taking further actions. For example, in share our product or services with the friends or family members. It's very important. So how are we going to leave a very good first impression to them? Then we have to know the 5 senses. Is very important. 5 senses are very important for every business pitching. So therefore, some of my students that told me that so sir, can we just hide our phrases and we just wire voices or voice over? So I say this is depends on your groups, but I just share with all my students. So let's say if you want to convince our audience, our prospect, so we have to understand the 5 senses. So why are some FB Live or some YouTube Live, when we try to all these FB Live or YouTube Live or any live event, will turn the camera, they will show their face. Because when we try to share phrases, so mostly our prospect will feel said. So it is more to be sever, should be would be more convincing because we are able to faces. This is usually this is in terms of the psychologies, but really depends on you because I do not want to restrict that you must do the you have met your requirements, especially for this. Have to apply your creativity. I do not want to restrict your creativity, but I want to share with my student. So these 5 senses, number 1 will be the eye contact. Because when we try to convince someone, it's very important. We have to monitor well, especially for our body language, especially when we try to convince our audience or our prospect. So mostly, the eye contact is very important because if your eye contact is not good, your body language is not good, will be harder for you to convince our prospect or our audience. So at the same time, so you also have to convince your our prospect eyes. So when they are looking at your business pitching, they feel safer, or they feel good. This is trustable. So at that moment, they will just will proceed by watching or listening to our business pitching. I just share, especially on how we are going to conduct a proper business pitching. So we have to convince our prospect eyes. So we have to let them to be impressive or to be attractive when they are looking on our business pitching skill. So the so a very general word. In more appropriate will be 5 senses. So first we have to convince their eyes. Number 2, what we are trying to say. So they are listening. So we have to convince them by making them in listening what we are trying to say. So when they feel interested in listening what we are saying, at that time, so it will be easier for us to convince them in making the payments in by, for example, by buying our product or services or sharing their or family and products. We also have costs, for example, especially on like meal and the some drinks, some fruits. Okay, drinks will be there. So mostly there will be 2 reasons. First reason, they feel very satisfied. They do not have any question. So number 2, mostly they are not interested. They are not interested. Let me see. Yes, mission is clear. Everything is clear. So we have to let our prospect to voice up, and we have to let our prospect to communicate and express their thought and their feelings. So at that moment, we just able to know what are their needs and wants, what are their frustrations, what are their irritation. So then we just able to know how we're going to fulfill their needs and wants. So what are the things they are not sure yet? We try to clarify here, clarify to them. So these 5 senses are very important. So we are able to convince the 5 senses of our prospect or our audience. So I said that mostly you almost have conducted your business pitching successfully. It's very important. Number next, we have to let them to experience. For example, like the car, like some computers or some virtual reality devices. For example, like some game console, like some handphone. So we have to let our prospect by experience it, by touching it by themselves. So when they try it, when they experience it, when they feel excited, at that time will be much easier for you to convince them in taking the actions. For example, action means either they're going to proceed their payments or they're going to share these products or our products or services with their friends or their family members. Because it will be much easier that our prospect is going to share with their family members and their friends rather than us, because it's very hard to convince someone in buying our products actually in a real practice. So therefore, these 5 senses are very important. So next, I'm going to share with you will be some process and some elements. So when we try to conduct our business pitching, actually we do not need to say too much until we make our business pitching to be very boring. So when our prospect feel bored and frustrated, mostly they will not continue in listening our business pitching. So later on, when we are going to conduct our business pitching, so the Q&A section will be the most important. So later I'm going to guide you what we should do under the Q&A section. But let me do finish this one first. Under the eye contact. So even okay, let's say we are going to conduct one FP Live, for example. So from all the message and all the feedback that given by our prospect, we're able to know either our prospect are interested in what we are saying. So if they are just silent, so we have to engage them. We have to ask them. We have to stop for a moment. If not, we're going to continue by elaborating everything. For example, until 2 hours or 3 hours. Mostly, I think majority of our prospect will leave our FB Live. So therefore, it's very important. Therefore, for every business pitching, normally for especially for the live business pitching, normally is 3 to 5 minutes. So we do not need to make it too comprehensive and too. So as long as we were able to deliver the message and we have fulfilled the requirements to meet, should be okay. So let me continue. So how are we going to make our business pitching more interactive and more interesting? So we may use some what you call this, some chart, some infographic. We can visualize our readies, our points by using some infographic, some charts, some photos, or some videos, and even you can use some icons. Let's say there is some keyword that is very important, will be the key message that you want to deliver to our prospect. You can put it, you can highlight it. So we also can use some design and some layout. So very attractive layout in order to attract our prospect by listening to our business pitching. It's very important. So we also can make up our process. So for example, you're going to make some outline. So then our prospect were able to know. So what actually the flow of our business pitching is very important. So furthermore, this will be some tips. So try to make more photos and try to use less words, especially in preparing our PowerPoint slide. So then we have to think how we are going to attract the attentions of our prospect by listening to what we are trying to say. It's very important. We have to know for this. So what are the themes? What are problems that we are going to solve? Is it this will be need and wants of our prospect, for example? So now I'm going to share one video, and this video is very important. This will be some example of business pitching. So later on, okay, please let me know either you were able to watch this video smoothly or not. This video is less than 2 minutes. Now I'm going to share with you. Please have a look. So I also have shared these videos to our chat box here. So I'm going to ask you by using what you call this, our WhatsApp groups. Please let me know. So either you were able to watch these videos or not. Is there any lacking or whatever? So first of all, we're able to see this page, this YouTube page. So just someone just type in the chat box. Please let me know. But now I'm going to display the video to you. Yes. So I tried to display the video. So while displaying the video, mostly I'm going to use WhatsApp or to ask you either you were able to watch these videos or not. So
let's take a look at the thinness first. This is that Sony product. Again, one of the best in the field. 1.2 inches down to 0.8 inches. This is the MacBook Air. Even 6 inches down to an 6 inches. Now I want to point something out here. The thickest part of the MacBook Air is still thinner than the thinnest part of the TZ series. Okay? We're talking thin here. So, it's so thin, it even fits inside one of these envelopes that we've all seen floating around the office. And so let me go ahead and show it to you now. This is it. Let me take it out here. And you can get a feel for how thin it is. Yeah, there it is. There it is. Amazing product here. Full-size keyboard, full-size display. And this is what it looks like. Isn't that amazing?
yes, thank you for watching the videos. So from this video, so before I'm going to share with you all, so by referring to this video, could someone share with me? So what we can see for this video. So just share with me via our chat box. So what we can see after watching this video, what we can see via this video. Could someone just type it in the chat box? So what do you think about the business pitching? Is it business pitching? We're going to read out all the slide, or shall we going to do this, or shall we going to use another methods or strategy in conducting our business pitching? So someone just share with me in the chat box. So before I'm going to share with you. So let me see. Yes, very good. So this is very good. So thank you so much about one. So by referring to this video, so actually we were able to know several message via this video. Number one, for every business pitching, actually is not a presentation. when we want to emphasize our unique selling propositions or our selling points of this laptop, especially the thickness of this laptop, because the thickness of this laptop will be the USB of this product. So instead of we just make it into the wordy PowerPoint slide, actually we can emphasize the USB by putting this laptop into an envelope. Then the audience, the prospect will feel excited, right? So they feel, wow, how we can put a laptop into an envelope. They feel excited, they feel impressed. So at that time, so you we can say that this speaker has almost conducted this business pitching successfully. I say almost. The second point, so when we want to convince our prospect, we also can make some comparison. So it's compared with competitor A, B, and C. So especially by referring to these USB, these features, so our products will be the best. So we're going to share the data. We're going to share some reports, and this report will help us in convincing our prospect better. So when we try to conduct some business pitching, so probably we can think outside of the box. So therefore, it's really important that we have to know how we're going to make our audience. Audience means could be either your investor or your prospect or your supplier to be attracted on our business pitching. They will feel interested. They, in their mind, they will say, I want to continue in watching this business pitching. I want to continue in listening what were shared by this speaker. And that moment, so I can say that this speaker has almost conducted this business pitching successfully. So this is something we call as a business pitching. So this is very important that we have to know for this. So therefore, when we're going to prepare for our business pitching, so remember, this is not a presentation. Presentation mostly when I was a student, so we also will read out all the slide. So we also will prepare very long comprehensive slide. So, but for this business pitching is not a presentation, so we have to try to attract the attentions of our prospect by listening to what we are saying. Is very important. So now I'm going to give you 3 minutes break. So later on, I'm going to share with you so what you should do and what you shouldn't do when you are going to conduct our business pitching. So after 3 minutes, I will be back. So stay tuned. Thank you. So thank you for the questions. Yes. So now we continue our discussions. So again, I still have to ask you these questions. Because I'm going to explain and elaborate to all my APK students by referring to this slide. So again, so we're able to view this PowerPoint slide. And is it any lackings? So just because someone just type in the chat box. Okay, now I'm going to guide you how we can prepare for our business pitching. So it's very important that all of us will able to hear and listen clearly. Because someone just type in the chat box. We're able to see this PowerPoint slide, and we're able to listen my voice clearly. Because now I'm going to guide you. Okay, how are you going to prepare your business pitching? Can you see the PowerPoint slide? Yes. So how about now? Are we able to see the PowerPoint slide? Yes. Yes. Thank you. So yes, right. So where is it? Any lacking? We're able to listen my voice because it's very important. Then yes, it's clear. It's very important because I'm going to guide you. This is very important part. So after this, I'm going to proceed with our rehearsal. So before our rehearsal, so I would like to guide you. So what should we do and what we shouldn't do during our business pitching, and this is very important. So because I prefer to make every task in a very clear manner, so it's very important that I have to know either my student were able to listen clearly or not. So first of all, this business pitching is a group assignment and a group assessment. Means that every students, you have to give the full collaborations to your groups. Every students means could be your team leaders, could be your team members. You have to collaborate and you have to work together in preparing this business pitching. So this will be, I think this will be the last group assessment in this course. And attendance is compulsory for everyone. So means that every student, you're compulsory to attend our business pitching. If the students are not feeling well, so please first of all take a rest and try to take some medicine is necessary, and after that please submit the app. So this is very important. So for this business pitching, actually there will be three options. Every group, you just either every group we just you are just prepare the business pitchings by combining the live and the pre-recorded video. Means that during the business pitching day, you also will conduct some business pitching live, and you also will display some pre-recorded video as a mixed mode. So means that yes, this will be the first option. So number two, the second one, we can either prepare the full pre-recorded video. Means during the business pitching day, we just display the video. So display the videos means is not a must. I said it's not a must. We have to display by using MS Team, because sometimes MS Team we may have some technical problems. So actually, instead of using MS Team, actually we can use another platforms. So as long as, let's say, if I'm the group number one, if I'm going to have some live business pitching by using FB Live or YouTube Live. So before that, I have to share the link of my FB Live or my YouTube Live to all the groups, including me, because we are going to proceed with our peer assessment. Peer assessment means we are going to evaluate for other groups, but not for our groups. For example, if I'm the group number one, so we are going to evaluate group number 2, group number 3, group number 4 until the group number 14. So at the same time, are also evaluate together. So after that, we will average the marks. So this will be we call as a peer assessment. So to make it easier, so let's say for example, if I'm the group number one, if I'm going to prepare the full pre-recorded video, so I can share the link, and I have to share with others team leaders how they're going to watch my pre-recorded video. So because after that, we have to submit these several documents. So let me share with you first. Number one, so for every groups leaders, you have to prepare the group assignment submission forms. So make sure that you have get the permissions of your teams or members when preparing this, because we have to get the e-signatures from your team members. We have to get the permission from your team member first. So after we have prepared these group assignment submission forms, so then we're going to proceed with the next. The next one will be the recorded video business pitching. So if you have prepared a full recorded business pitching, or let's say if you are choosing the option number 3, you are using some FB Live or YouTube Live, make sure you also share the videos. So this video you have to submit it to Spectrum, to Gmail, and even the share folder. So all these we have to submit to the these 3. Number 1 is Spectrum. Number 2 is what you call this? The Spectrum, and the Gmail and the Google share folder. Except the peer assessment form, you just submit to Spectrum and submit to my Gmail. Then you do not need to share it into our share folder. So these peer assessment forms, later on I'm going to share with you. This will be the rubric. So there will be several criteria under this. So for every team leaders, you have to discuss with your team members in evaluating the others group based on this peer assessment form. It's very important. So later on, for every groups, you also have to prepare the PowerPoint slide. So for example, if some informations or some supporting data that you were not able to make it into your videos, then you can share this PowerPoint slide with others team members, including me. So because for every business pitching for every groups will be 3 to 5 minutes, because we just have 2 hours. we just have 120 minutes. So therefore, we have to allocate the times. So we have 14 groups. So average will be 3 to 5 minutes. So this one, you have to prepare for it. So after that, for every groups, especially the team leader, you also have to share the link of the Q&A section. So if you are going to prepare the link for other groups is asking you some questions, so you have to share the links. For example, if I'm a group number 1, I'm going to prepare the Q&A section by using Padlet. Then I'm going to share the Padlet links with others groups leaders. So will be easier, or you can share it into our team leaders WhatsApp groups. They will be easier. So if you are using some Google Forms, or if you are using something like Facebook comments, so make sure that our other team leaders they were able to know how they're going to pose the question, because for every groups we have to ask at least 2 questions for each group. I give an example here. So if I'm the group number 1, so I'm going to ask 2 questions for group number 2, another 2 questions for group number 3, 2 questions for group number 4, until 2 questions for group number 14. So group 2, they are going to ask me 2 questions. Group 3 have to ask me at least 2 questions until the group 14. So after shot the Q&A sessions together, then I'm going to submit for it. So for your submission, so again, for every team leaders, you have to submit group assignment submission forms, your recorded videos or business pitching, and your peer assessment form, and your PowerPoint slide, and a screenshot of your Q&A. If you have any materials, any reports, any financial report you want to submit together, you can. So I said all submit to Spectrum, my Gmail, the Google share folder. So for the Google share folder, it's something that you have to prepare for it. So go back to here. So if you have prepared well for your business plan or your marketing portfolio, and you have prepared well for your business model, there should be not a very heavy task, because mostly for this business pitching, we are going to implement our business idea. So it's very important for every team leaders, it's better that we are going to share the pre-recorded videos with other groups, unless you are planning to conduct your business pitching live during the day. So else, or you can share the video and you can let them to watch your video in a one before 5 hours before our visit, so at least we're able to trying to share with them. So let's using some FB Live or YouTube Live, so that other team or know can they watch your business and where they can ask questions. As I told you earlier, every years you had to pick at least you have 2 questions for group 14. As a team leader, some of your group members, they were in charge in answering the questions that posted groups. The team members, they're going to assisting you in preparing the video. Some of them they're going to assisting you in preparing the PowerPoint slide. So because this business pitching, we are going to master the teamwork skill. The team, this group and another groups. This will be some soft skill that we have. Let's say if you record you so, uh, 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 then they uh, uh, Doctor, you are very late. For prepare everything. Hello, were you able to listen what I'm saying? Me, I try to answer the questions that are posed by Wenxin. So again, could someone reply me? Were you able to listen what I'm saying? Just type yes or no. Because I want to make sure that you're able to listen what I'm saying. Because I try to answer these questions. Yes. Hello. Where students? Could someone reply me? Is it any lacking with we're able to listen? No, for now. Now is good. Now is good. Okay, thank you. So in answering these questions, so if you have prepared the full recorded video, so during our business pitching day, so you can just display the video. So after that, the other groups they can pause it through the Pedal page or the Google Forms link that you have shared with them previously. So after that, they can answer. Then your team members can answer all the questions that are posted by other groups. So it means that they can pause it before or during our business pitching or after our business pitching. So make sure that before they're going to post some questions, they have watched your business pitching. So if you have shared your business pitching video earlier and you have shared the Q&A link with other groups earlier, then they can post it earlier, then we can answer it earlier. So if we just share our business pitching, for example, we are going to conduct our business pitching live. So mostly after they're listening to your FB live or your business pitching live, they just were able to post the questions to your groups. So it really depends on how you're going to prepare for it. Either you are going to prepare by using the option number 1 or 2 or 3. So if you're going to prepare the full pre-recorded video, and if you have shared with them earlier, so will be then they can answer, or then they can post the question and you can answer earlier. It depends. So I hope I answer your questions, Rensin. If you have any question, you just post it. So let's continue. Let me finish this. Later on, we're going to continue with our if you have any question, you can pause it. So after that, during the day, so normally we need one MC. So normally our course lab will be our MC. So for very sure, our course lab also can appoint anyone or being our MC. So during the day or before the business pitching day, make sure that everyone, you have to read carefully, especially the rubric. So not very soon I'm going to explain to you about the rubric. So in preparing in business pitching, so there will be there were some questions are very important. So we have to ask ourselves. Number 1, if I'm going to convince our prospect in buying our products or services, so what or why should they buy our products or subscribe our service? Why? So why should they agree with my business ideas? Why should they share our products or service with their friends or their family members? So this is very important. So therefore, we have to identify the unique selling proposition, our selling points. It's very important. So mostly this will be some structure, but this is only suggestion. Actually, we have to prepare it based on the rubric, will be easier. So first of all, maybe you can share with your products. You try to brief what actually is your product, what is the concept behind. So later on, you're going to share the features, your USP, and you're going to convince them by having these 3 questions. These 3 questions is very important because it's very important that we have to know why our prospect should buy from us. Why they should not buy from our competitors. It's very important. So why should they share our products with their friends? or their family members. If we were able to make our customer by sharing our products with their friends or family members, I would like to say you have successful conducted your business pitching, because you were able to achieve the objectives that you stated earlier. Because every business pitching, it comes with its objectives. It's very important. The most important will be we call to actions. So therefore, the Q&A, the questions and answers section will be the most important for every business pitching. When someone or some of your prospects are asking you some question, means that they're interested to know for informations or further detail on your products or services. If you were able to convince them, so at that time they may consider in buying your products or services. So this will be some explanations for business pitching. So now I'm going to explain. So based on this rubric. So again, I have to ask you, we're able to build this rubric or not? Because I'm going to explain to you based on each criteria of this rubric. Could someone just reply into the chat box, either yes or no? Yes, could someone just reply in the chat box? Either you were able to view this rubric or not? Because I have shared this rubric with you, I'm going to explain to you now. Could someone just reply into our chat box? We're able to see this rubric or not? Because I'm going to guide you how you're going to fill up these forms.
Yes.
Yes. Okay, thank you. So listen carefully here. This will be the forms. This will be the peer assessment form. So after this online class, so especially for every team leaders, you have to download these forms. And this form we call as a peer assessment forms, and this will be the rubric for our business pitching. So under this form, you were able to see which group that you belong to. So for every Thursday, 12 o'clock until 2 p.m. Will be the APK group 13. So we are the APK group 13. Then you just circle for it. So this will be your student groups. So for example, if you are the groups of 10, you just write 10 here, or group of 14. Yes, you just write it here. So make sure that for this form, you also, the team leaders, you have to attach the cover page. Means the full names of the team leaders and the team members and their APK groups and the student ID. So under these forms, so there will be several criteria. So actually, there will be some suggestions for you. So when we are going to draft your business pitching, especially your PowerPoint slide, so you can arrange the sequence based on this criteria sequence. So when others groups, they are looking at your PowerPoint slide or your business pitching, so it will be easier for them to refer to the criteria. So these are only the suggestion. So the first criteria will be the market research and the survey analysis on the market segmentation or the target market. What actually is this? So for example, if you are preparing some products for the kids, means the kids below 12 years old. So mostly your target customer, there are those kids who are staying in this area. So within 12 years old, mostly they are only for male or female only. So after we have identified specifically, so mostly we were able to know the needs and wants of the groups of your potential customer. So when we have identified specifically, so at that time, how we are going to convince our prospect or our investor by saying that this group of potential customer that comes with its needs and wants. So therefore, we have to convince them either by some reports or some references. So because we cannot make our own statement by saying that in my personal point of view, I think that my potential customer, so majority of them, they prefer this and that. And this majority of my potential customer, their need and wants will be this and that, because we cannot make our own assumption. We have to convince our audience by referring or by citing some references, and these references could be some entrepreneurship report, could be some case study, could be some business report from newspaper, for books or journals. So when we have share our target market, our market segmentations, so mostly we have met this first criteria. It means that we're going to share some research outcome via the survey or some research output via the statistics, some charts. We can cite some references. If we do not want to cite some references, actually we can conduct our survey by ourselves. So we can distribute some survey by using Google Forms. Then you can share the result that you have gathered. So you also can share some interviews that you had with your potential prospect. Then during a business pitching, you try to convince them. So based on the data that we have collected and based on the references that we have cited, so we define the need and wants of this group of customer on this product will be this, will be that, will be this. So it's very important. This will be the first criteria. So the second criteria will be the market ability of products or service plan to reach customer. So I'm very sure that every groups and every students, you have promoted your products or services by using Facebook, Instagram, WhatsApp business, or even emails, marketings, or even Twitter and other social media platform. So let's say if you have received many likes, or many share, or many positive comments after you posted it, so you can share with our audience by saying that based on this posting or this copywriting, so we receive how many likes, how many views. So we very sure that we have created our brands of our product or services successfully, and our products and services are reliable and trustable. So in terms of the assurance, in terms of the branding, so our products will be the best. So you can convince them. You also can convince by comparing the pricing. So you compare with the price that offered by competitor A, B, or C, or D. So our price will be the first, but the quality of our products will be the best in terms of features number 1, number 2, number 3, and number 4. So if you want to convince our investor by investing into a company, we also can share how we are going to minimize the operations expenses, how we're going to maximize our revenues and our profit. So revenue and profit will be totally different. In one company, they have received a huge amount of revenue. It doesn't mean they must have a very large amount of profits, because profit is after we deducted of our costing with our revenue, the net profit will be our income, our return on investment. This is very important. We have to know. So this will be second criteria. The third criteria is how we're going to address the problems and how we're going to say that we have solved the problems and the frustrations of our prospects successfully, and how shall we solve the problems and the frustration or the irritations of our prospect. So how are we going to convince them? So mostly we have to share and prepare the Q&A link. So we can share the Q&A links with others groups. So during this business pitching, actually we are applying the role playing. So I give you an example here. So let's say I'm the team leader of group number 1. So now again, when I'm trying to conduct this business pitching by focusing on my prospect or my potential customer. So the group number 2, group number 3, group number 4 until group number 14, so they will play a role as our potential customer or our prospect. So when we play a role as a prospect or our potential customer, so when they were able to convince us, mostly we will consider we will uh, uh, buy our buy this product, or we will share this product with our family members or friends. This is very important. So the next will be the key revenue streams and the competitive advantage. And this is very important, especially your USP. So means that how you going to highlight your competitive advantage. Mostly is especially when you are conducting your business pitching on your business or your prospect. So mostly you can share the selling point and the good features of your products. If you are going to convince your investor or your stakeholder by investing into a company, mostly you can share your revenues with them. So from the revenues and the profit that we have received for past 3 years, so we're able to hit the target of how much. So if you are going to convince your prospect or your potential customer, then you have to address and share your USP, your unique selling proposition is very important. The next one will be your video presentations. Means when we look at your video, is good and is clear, especially when we try to share some data, some statistic, or some informations. Make sure we were able to see it clearly. So if we can not see the data or the or any words, okay, via your video, so mostly you have to prepare it by using the PowerPoint slide. So if you have some information you would like to share, but you were not able to share it within this 3 to 5 minutes business pitching video, mostly you can also share the PowerPoint slide. So this is very important. Make sure the quality, everything is well presented, especially for your videos presentation. Let's say if you are using some apps, or if you are using some portal like Padlets or Socrative or some quizzes or whatever. So you also can share with us. Then we are able to know, or actually you have met this criteria. And the last one will be the product or solutions. Means we would like to see your creativity. How creative the solutions that you prepare in solving these problems, and how creative of your products in terms of the features, in terms of the functions, in terms of the spec. This is some criteria that are stated in this pre-assessment form. So I try to put it this way. So if I'm the team leaders, so what should I do for next? I try to guide you via these suggestions, but it's not a must you must follow my suggestions, but I just provide some examples. So if I'm the team leaders, so mostly after this, I will try to download this PowerPoint slide and this rubric. So if the Spectrum is okay, then I log into Spectrum and I download for it. So if the Spectrum is still under maintenance, then I also can download it from our WhatsApp groups, because I already have shared it with our WhatsApp groups. So after that, I have to understand, especially for the rubric. So after that, I'm going to draft my business pitching. So mostly I'm going to organize the sequence based on the rubric, because I want to make other groups easier, especially when they try to evaluate on our business pitching. So after that, I'm going to allocate the task to my group members. So for example, group member number 1. So you are going to in charge the questions that posted for this group 2, 3, or 4 or 5. So these team members, please help me, okay, in preparing this business pitching video. So mostly you can contribute by editing the videos or something. Or some team members, mostly you are going to prepare the PowerPoint slide. So after I have allocated all the tasks via the online discussion, so before that, mostly I can call for some discussion or online meeting. Then I'm going to discuss for it. So after that, I'm going to think how convince other groups and met all the criteria that stated in this grouping. So after that, I'm going to make decision. After I discuss with my team members, are we going to prepare the full recorded video? Are we going to prepare for the live business pitching? If we are going to prepare the live business pitching, are we going to use FB Live? Are we going to use YouTube Live or others platforms? So if we are not going to use any FB Live or YouTube Live, so what shall we select? Let's say we are going to select the pre-recorded video. So then I'm going to draft it. I'm going to draft my business pitchings. So in the first minute, what I'm going to say. The next second minutes, what I'm going to say. So after that, okay. So after I have finalized all the videos, so and at the same time, I also have prepared, okay. So the Q&A link. So mostly I may use a Padlet page, okay. Then I'm going to share the link with all the team leaders and post it to our WhatsApp group, especially for team leaders. Then during the business pitching day or before the business pitching day, they were able to prepare and post it. So after that, okay, after this, I'm going to have some rehearsal. I'm going to test it out, or either I will okay, I will able to deliver everything that I wanted. So during the business pitching day, so our MC will chair for this business pitching. So it's my turn. Then I'm going to display this video. So if these videos are still not enough for us to cover everything, then I also will share the PowerPoint slide with other groups. So after that, so during the business pitching day, so I will ask all my team members stand by. So if they're going to ask some question and pose some questions, then my team members will answer it. Then later on, we're going to screenshot for it. So the Q&A, if we do not have enough time to complete during our business pitching day, so we can try to complete it either before business pitching day or after business pitching day, because I will not ask you to submit everything during our class time or after our business pitching, because I know that my students need times in preparing all this. Mostly I will give you the times mostly about few days or at least before the next class, or I'll let you know later on. So this will be some things about our business pitching. So before we going to proceed with our rehearsal, do you have any questions? Are you clear about our business pitching? Which part that you need my further explanations? You can post it to our chat box there. So while we are waiting for the discussions for some student, so now we're going to proceed with our rehearsal because we have 14 group. Probably we just able to test it for few groups. So like this, the rehearsal mostly you just share either your PowerPoint slide or some YouTube by using this MS Team. Either we were able to listen what you are saying or what you are displaying. Could we start with the group number 1? Team leader group number 1, are you here? Yes, team leader group number 1, are you here? Or any team members on group number 1? Could you try to share, for example, one YouTube video by using MS Team? So then we will help you and let you know either we're able to listen what you are displaying. Anyone for group number 1? Are you here?
Yes.
Yes, you are here. So could you go to your YouTube and you try to share one videos by using this MS Team? Then we will let you know either we were able to listen the videos that you have shared. Could you try to do it now?
So I should share screen.
Yes, you are right.
Hold on.
Yes, because I try to help you. But this rehearsal is very
I'm playing already.
but I cannot see anything. How about others? Were you able to see anything? Yes, now I can see it. Thanks. Then you try to you try to display. Either we were able to listen or of this video.
Can listen?
But I could not listen any audio. How about others? Could we try to help by sharing? Were you able to listen any audios? How about others? Could you post it into the chat box? Because I cannot hear any sounds.
How should I share the sound?
Yes, you have to share the sounds. Because in the share button, actually there will be one you can share the sound actually.
Oh, okay. Now should be okay.
Yes, we were able to listen it. How about others? Could you type it in the chat box? Yes, I think it's okay. Thanks for the group number 1. So how about others? Could you just type in the chat box? Because we try to help each other. So if you able to listen the audio, everything is okay. Please type it okay in the chat box. The next week, every group you have to share something like this. How about others? Are you here? For others other groups? Then we try to move to group number 2. Group number 2, are you here?
Yes.
Yes. Could you share something like someone or YouTube? We try to let you know either we were able to listen the sounds or everything. Try to share the screen now.
Okay, okay.
Thanks.
Wait,
Yes, sure.
can you see?
Yes, I can see. Oh, yes, you try to display the, but I cannot listen the audio.
Audio.
Yes.
Yeah. I try to share the audio. How to share?
You see this one? Yes, you click to the share. Will you able to see? You click on here. You click on here. Yes. Then you will see include computer sounds, right? You try to click on over there.
Oh, okay, okay. I saw it.
Yes, yes,
Okay.
yes. You try
Can you
and
see?
see. Either you. Yes, you try to play and see.
Can.
But so others, you can give some. You can let this group either. You actually some sound. I think I can hear the sound. You try it again. I can hear the sound. How others? I think for group number 2 is okay. Thank you. Thank you for group number 2. So group number 3 is your turn. Sometimes other groups, could you give us some comments or feedback? Either you were able to hear it because you are going to load for the pitching video from other groups. The group is your turn. Are you hearing it?
Yes, doctor. Yes, doctor. Yeah.
Yes, yes. Then yes, just share some things, some videos, some YouTube. Yes, clear, very good.
Can you listen the sound? No.
I cannot sound. I cannot say many things. Oh, this is a black screen.
Um,
So try and it's very important because this rehearsal is very important. So if anything, so therefore I have one suggestions for every team leaders. Not you try to around time you try to invite every team leaders. You're going to test it out. Either you were able to view and listen everything before our business pitching day. So if you're having any problems, we try to solve it before our business pitching day. Then we will not feel nervous or panic during our business pitching day. So I still weren't able to view anything.
doctor, can you see it
Yes.
currently?
I
I'm
cannot see
not sure
anything.
about the.
It totally
Wait,
is a black screen. Yes. We wait for you.
Oh yeah. Okay. Doctor, can you see it now?
Okay, give me 1 minute. I still cannot see it. So yeah, now I can see it. Yes, now I can see. Yes, can. Now I can see. So I can listen some sound here. Yes, I can listen the sound. Yes. So thanks, okay, for this group. Thank you. So for other group, yes. So yes, thank you for group number 3. Thanks. So for other groups, I have one suggestions. Especially for team leaders, why not you try to arrange one times with these your groups, within all the teams leaders, you try to test it out. Either the audios, either the videos, everything is okay by using MS Team. So if any technical problems, we try to solve it. So will be better. So for every team leaders, you may arrange it with other team leaders, especially for this rehearsal. Mostly you try to share some video, some slide. You try to ask them, were they able to see and view this or not? Because it's very important. Therefore, during our business pitching day, then all of us will not feel nervous or panic. So during the day. So let me conclude for our discussion for today. So first of all, for our online business pitching, if you have any questions, you can get back to me. So I will try my best in answering all your questions and try my best in guide you how you're going to prepare for this. So and for your online test, so if you have encountered any problems, don't be panic, don't be nervous. So you just screenshot for it, then you fill out the report and you WhatsApp to me. Then at the same time, you try to submit to my Gmail. If you can access the Spectrum, you try to submit to Spectrum. Don't be nervous. Don't be stressful. So I will always stay with you. So we are able to listen what I'm saying. So let's say it again. So if you have any questions, please get back to me. I will always guide you and answer all the questions. So for this week, everyone, every student, you have to conduct the survey. So please print screen the last page and submit to Spectrum. You have the name, this print screen photo by using your name and the student ID and submit to Spectrum. If you have any questions, please let me know. So don't be panic or nervous, especially when you have encountered the problems in answering your online test. I will always stay with you. So all the best to all my students, all the best luck to you. So I will be seeing you in next week. So bye-bye. Wish you have a very great weekends ahead. Thank you. Bye-bye.
Bye, doctor.
Thank you. See you. Thank you.
Thank you, doctor.
Thank you. Have a great day.
Thank you, doctor.